Hi, my name is Elizabeth and I'm very glad to welcome you on my YouTube channel. And in today's video I would like to talk to you about the things that can demotivate you while learning a foreign language or just learning something, just studying, and what you can do to help yourself to get out of this situation and to get rid of these terrible feelings. So I personally learned two foreign languages, which are English and German. And sometimes there are situations that absolutely demotivate me, and I just feel that I do not have any more energy to continue this process, because every person who learns a foreign language knows that it is never easy and it can't be learned in a night. So these are the reasons why I want to, I would say, quit learning. Sometimes it happens. And what I personally do to get rid of these terrible thoughts. And first thing that I would like to talk about is that situation when people try to learn everything in a day, in a week or in a month. And of course, it is impossible to learn a foreign language in such short period of time, and this can completely demotivate people because when they start to learn something, they do not understand how difficult it would be, and when they realize that it is not a thing that can be done in a day, they get completely demotivated, despite the fact that they do really want to learn the language or they do really need to learn it. And my personal advice is that you should not try to learn everything super quickly. Before starting to learn something, just give yourself this, just try to understand that it's going to be a hard work for maybe many years, and you do not have to expect the results to come quickly, because they won't. Our brain needs time to understand the information and to remember it. And we have to revise all this information as well. So you can't learn a language quickly. And from my point of view, this problem has appeared because there are so many courses on the internet where people read that, oh, you'll be able to speak English or any other language as a native speaker after our course that lasts only 3 minutes. And of course it is wrong, but people who do not know, who didn't face the process of learning a foreign language, they believe, they trust, and then they end up being completely demotivated. And sometimes these people who believed, who didn't take all this information with a pinch of salt, they start to think that they are stupid, and if you are in such situation, you are not. These courses and these people who tell you that it is possible to learn a language quickly to a high level, they lie, because they do want to earn money and they do not want you to learn the language because they are not interested in your result. So just take your time and don't be in a hurry. So just you have to be ready that for some time this language will just take your energy and might not give anything back. But if you are patient enough and if you really try to learn it, you will see the results. Not as fast as you might think, but you'll definitely see them. The second thing that I would like to talk about is comparing your knowledge to the knowledge of other people. We all have got different flairs for absolutely different things, and Sometimes it seems that your friend works not as hard as you do, but gets better results. And this might lead to a complete disappointment in yourself and this thought that, oh, I'll never be good enough and it's better to do something else, or languages are just not my thing. But first of all, you never know if the results of other people are real, or they just show you their good results and hide bad ones. Also, even if they are better than you are, does it make you stupid, or is that the reason why you should depreciate your results and hard work? No, it's definitely not. And so you shouldn't compare yourself to anyone. Just concentrate on yourself and always be grateful for yourself, for your hard work, and always find time to praise yourself, even for the things that you've learned that seem super easy. Maybe for someone they are super easy, but they might be hard for you, and it is absolutely not bad. The third thing that can demotivate you is comparing yourself to a native speaker. From my point of view, it is the most destructive thing. So I personally do it, and I try not to do it, of course, but it is hard, because every time when you might make a mistake, you might think, oh, a native speaker wouldn't make it. And sometimes you just do not know if there is any point to learn this language in the future, because you understand that you're not going to be like a native speaker if you do not live in the country of the language that you learn. And I think that it is not the right way of thinking, because of course it is really very hard to reach the level of a native speaker, but it is absolutely wrong to compare a person who learns a language to an adult native speaker, because they have started in two different points. And a person who learns a foreign language, in the majority of cases, these people do not live in the country of the language, so they do not have as many practice as the young native speakers had. So it is a bad idea to compare yourself to a native speaker. It never helps, and it can only demotivate you. And the only piece of advice here is just to stop yourself when you start to compare yourself to a native speaker. And honestly, I think it would be great to try to explain to yourself that you and a native speaker are not two people who can be compared. And the fourth thing that can demotivate a person is not seeing the results. And the thing that I would advise is not to try to watch your favorite film to see the result, but find things that might seem quite easy, but that you do not understand now, and just one day you can return to these simple things that you don't understand and read them or watch them, and then you'll finally see that there is progress and that you have become better. And this will give you this wonderful feeling of motivation. And every time this situation, and every time with every year or every month, these books or films will require higher and higher level of the language to understand them. And finally, step by step, you'll be able to reach your goal and to watch all these films and to read books in English. But you have to be patient, and to enjoy small victories on the way to your large goal. And the fifth thing that I'd like to talk about is that people, when they start to learn a foreign language, do not understand that that is impossible to learn a foreign language. You can learn it to a certain level, but there always be things that you can learn. So this process of learning a foreign language is endless, and the thing that I do not to think about it and not to get demotivated is that I just accept it, and really I try to enjoy the process. Even when I do not want to read all these texts or to write these essays in English, I try to find new information there and try to write essays on topics that are really interesting for me. Basically, I do think that the most important thing not to get demotivated is to enjoy the process, and you can, and of course it is easier said than done, but I do really think that in every process of education, there are pleasant things for everyone. Try to enjoy the new information that you can get from these English texts, and try to find really interesting topics to write on when you have to write something in English, and this will really help you. And also, not to get demotivated, try to use the language, try to watch films and read books. In the beginning it might seem hard, but there are subtitles and there are special books with translation of the words. So really try, or you can find a friend you can speak with. So you have to find something exciting in the process of learning, and find something exciting that you can do when you have got free time that can be connected with the foreign language that you learn. And then it won't be very difficult for you to learn it, and you won't struggle with the lack of motivation. So this is all for this video. I do hope that you enjoyed it. Bye!